Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced...
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah, it's time for Mornings with Vernon. It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Monday! Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day out there, and let's get you caught up on everything.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Monday! Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend, y'all. Yeah, it was kind of hot and dry on the Gulf Coast this weekend, y'all. But good morning, y'all, to everybody under the sound of my voice this morning. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. And like I enjoyed mine, turned out to be a great weekend, y'all. It sure did. You know what Robert Hill used to always say, the weekend and the Gulf Coast is made for each other, y'all. And that's what it's all about. The weekend and the Gulf Coast is made for each other. So, and the Weather Corporated, yeah, the Weather Corporated, and it did some. We had some great stuff happening over the weekend. We got a lot of news over the weekend. We're gonna be talking about this morning on the news and so forth, and we'll get into all of that as we go along here this morning. Don't forget that how we do things here every day and every Monday, y'all, with WBQP and the station that cares. Let's go over what we're going to go over this morning. Number one, first thing we do, we're going to have to tell the folks how to get the station, okay? How to get the station. So just stay tuned here. Just listen for a minute on how to get the station. Okay?
Here's how you can watch and listen to WBQP, the voice of the Black community. Get us with an antenna on WBQP 12.1.
Crystal clear.
The station that cares. Go to Play Store and download the WBQP app on your phone, tablet, or watch. The voice of the Black community.
WBQP TV streaming on Apple TV, Fire TV, Roku TV, and other streaming devices.
You can get WBQP by downloading the phone app or typing RDO.2 WBQP in your browser.
WBQP.
You can find us on your favorite platforms.
We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the voice of the Black community. To watch WBQP on your computer, go to WBQPTV.com or go to Google and type in WBQP, the voice of the Black community.
Get WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. your community station wherever you go. Alexa, enable the WBQP skill and play WBQP Pensacola.
Listen to WBQP radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
WBQP, the voice of the Black community. An information station that cares. WBQP, the station that cares. Now, go tell everybody how to watch and listen to WBQP.
All right, y'all, you heard that. You go out and watch it. You can find WBQP in many, many ways and many forms. And Vernon this morning with Vernon. Get your coffee cups because we do what we normally do. On Monday, we always start off with some headline news to talk about in the mornings. Then we go into a little bit of the weather of the week. Cheryl Moran give you weekly weather. We installed a new process we talked about is some some traffic this morning, and also sports. We got WBQP Sports on as well. We have Dr. J.O. Gaston. Y'all, Dr. J.O. Gaston. He will be here standing in the need of prayer this morning. Okay. So if you listen to him and you want, in fact, if you want to give him a call, if you will, if you just can't stand, if you can't wait for some prayer, give him a call, and he would definitely give you a pray for you online as well. Okay, you can just stick with him and stick with him and stick by him, and you would definitely won't regret it. All right, we installed also a new addition in our report this morning. We got what we call a sports report that comes on as well. So we're going to be getting into what's happening a little bit into sports as well, y'all. So you make sure you stay tuned to hear what's happening in sports around the country as well. Okay, what else we gonna get into? Motivation morning. This is Motivational Monday. Yeah, y'all, Motivational Monday, and we want you to kind of motivate yourself on a Monday morning. I want you to stay focused, stay positive, be patient, and believe what you gotta believe. Now at 6:45 this morning, we're gonna have Miss Grammar time, which I call Miss Grammar. That is Mamie Hickson with Grammar time at 6:45 this morning. So stay tuned. 7:30 around. After we finish Grammar time, we're gonna go back to the news because we do the news after Grammar on Monday. But we do it the first thing in the morning. But we'll do it right after Grammar time. Then after Grammar time, after the news, we'll be talking to Mrs. Clara Long at 7:30 time frame, and then she's going to be talking about the jobs. And then 8 o'clock, hopefully, we'll be talking to having a conversation with Lumen May, y'all, County Commissioner 3. And then at 8:30 time frame, we definitely going to be talking to Mr. I guess it's Officer Mike Woods. Then we're going to tell you a little bit about what's going on. If you haven't seen your lottery tickets, y'all, these are the lottery tickets, if you will, okay? And so get your stuff, get your lottery on. And we're hopefully going to be talking to you about some Black history this morning. Like I said, the creek doesn't rise. We're going to be talking to you about Black history and the whole 9 yards this morning. All right. And so on and on and on and on. I tell you. Now, before we get to, I just want to, since this is Motivational Monday, y'all, it's Motivational Monday. I want to get to a motivational piece that we did, okay? And so I want to motivate you this morning, okay? All right, let's go ahead and let's do it.
Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be killed. Every morning, a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you are a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not given a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunt. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process.
A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time. You go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
If you're going to do what you say you're going to do, be what you say you're going to be, you're going to have to lion me out. You a gazelle, you're going to come up short. You a gazelle, you're going to have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You trying to lose weight, lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode, nothing happens. Everything happens in lion mode like I'm coming to get you.
It's Monday, 6:45 a.m. It's Grammar Time with Mamie Hickson on WBQP. Let's learn, improve, and succeed.
You can't say that. It's grammar time. It's grammar time. Good grammar can't touch this. Do that. It's grammar time.
All right, y'all. It is grammar time with Mamie Hickson this morning. Good morning, Mamie.
Good morning. The time went by so quickly. I was waiting for Reverend Gatson. Did I miss all of that?
Yeah, well, I didn't play the commercial this morning because I'm waiting on you. Since you was already on since 6:45, I'm gonna try to stick to my schedule Sometimes I
Oh,
get to running behind. See.
okay. All right. Well, that's
I have to
good.
play it. I have to play them. Only have to play them immediately after you.
Okay, we'll do it that way. In
Yeah.
that case, let's see, where are we? We left off last week talking about what your preferred pronoun is
Uh,
and the fact that in traditional grammar, the expectation was that if you have an antecedent or word
mhm.
to which a pronoun refers, and that word happens to be one of no gender, every citizen, every voter, each student, those kinds of words, every person, we were restricted to one pronoun, he or his or him. But now we have something called the singular they. So I need to request that I share a screen.
Go ahead. You got it.
And
you got it.
we
Go
can
ahead.
take a look at some of the
Share it already.
sentences. Oh, I'm sharing already. Okay, in that case, let me do it again and look at some of these sentences. Where last week I think I had you to be the guinea pig and you chose your pronoun. So let's try it again.
So my pronoun, if I consider myself me, myself, and I, those are pronouns, right?
Right. Those are first person pronouns.
Right. Those are my pronouns. Me, myself, and I.
Yes. The problem comes when it's third person. Person we're talking about. Is the juror he or she, or is it a they? Is the Centers for Disease Control an it or they? Let's start there with the Centers for Disease Control. Would you say they or would you say it? The Centers for Disease Control said it. Good for you. Because although it's called the Centers for Disease Control, that's one entity, one agency. The same with the City Council.
Yeah.
The City Council will not make a decision until its next meeting. Notice the spelling of its, a reminder to those in the viewing audience. ITS is a word. ITS apostrophe is not a word.
Contraction, huh?
No, that's not a contraction. It's just not a word.
IT apostrophe S is not a IT apostrophe S is not a contraction.
No, are you looking at the screen?
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen. I was just noting. I see the word it's. I get that, but then I know sometimes people confuse the two words it's and it is that IT apostrophe S, which means it is, right?
Right, that's the contraction, but this one in red is not a word.
Right.
At all. IT apostrophe S is a contraction for it is, but ITS apostrophe does not exist. A lot of people don't know that. They try to use this contraption.
Right.
You won't
I
call it
get you.
contraction or possessive. It just does not exist. So what about staff member or taxpayer? Now what?
Well, if I would probably say there because I don't know whether staff member male or female, right?
Right.
I mean, would probably say his or her. I guess used to be acceptable to just say his/her, but is it still acceptable to do that, or you say there?
According to the standard style books, which are the Chicago Manual of Style, the MLA style book, which stands for Modern Languages Association. Then there's the APA style book, which stands for American Psychological Association. Those are considered your standard style books, including the elements of style. They have all gone with the singular they, meaning that what you just said, this staff member could be a male or a female, or it could be a person nowadays who prefers not to be identified by a specific gender, masculine or feminine. And so we have the singular they, and that would include they, their, and them. And in this case, the preferred usage is every staff member is supposed to be in their assigned work area. Now you don't have to worry about referencing the person's gender.
Mm-hmm.
That's considered a non-binary pronoun. It doesn't label people. Although it's technically not incorrect to use his or her, the preferred would be his instead of the slash mark. That's considered informal.
Right.
Use or. But a feminist might argue, why is it his or her? Why not her or his? I had a colleague at UWF who preferred in the, let's see, I think in the business department, she preferred that her students use her or his instead of his or her. The debate goes on. So the same thing for taxpayer. It would certainly be sexist to say, let's just change this to this word. Do you think that's sexist? No taxpayer welcomes an increase in his taxes. What do you think?
I think well, here's what I think. When I was trained when I was coming up in school to say that. I don't know whether it's acceptable today to say that, but I guess I guess it wouldn't be wrong, would it?
Good question. Semantics. Is it wrong? Inappropriate? Because it does exclude, and language did when I was in high school, it excluded the existence of the female with its use of pronouns.
Yeah.
And when I was in high school, we were required to say, no taxpayer welcomes an increase in his taxes. That is like a manhole. There's these words, manhole. Mm-hmm. What was the landing on the moon quote? One small step for
man.
There you go.
For mankind.
It did not include women, did it?
Yeah.
No taxpayer welcomes an increase in his taxes. That references males. That's why we have the so-called singular they. Now you don't have to choose a male pronoun or a female pronoun. You just choose a plural pronoun, which for all intents and purposes, on a strictly grammatical level, here's what we're looking at. We're looking at that antecedent, taxpayer, which is clearly singular. No taxpayer welcomes. So now we have a plural pronoun there. And therein lies the rub. There is plural. Taxpayer is singular, but we're calling it the singular they.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we have a right to say they is. Doesn't give us that liberty. And so, on Facebook, let's take a look at a Facebook sentence.
Okay.
Kim updated her cover photo in Instagram, and Ignatius updated his. So you read that. You have been Kim has been assigned a gender, and so has Ignatius. But does Facebook do that? You use Facebook, right? Have you ever paid any attention? You usually get something like Vernon has updated their photo. Mamie has updated their. We are Facebook, Instagram, social media. Those platforms are all using the singular they. Because as smart as AI claims to be, it does not know the gender of the person who has updated their status, right?
Right.
That's a strong argument. The same with every student, which has no gender. Every student is sent an email. Now, what if we were to use the traditional rule? Every student is sent an email about activating his or her account and setting up his or her password before he or she is admitted. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. At least I think so. That's quite a bit. And you could go on and on and on with these his or her, he or she. Okay, simplify. Every student is sent an email about activating their account and setting up their password. Or if you can think of a way to completely reword it, all students are sent an email about activating their account. There are ways around it. A few more. for those who are looking on, it's the same thing. Subscriber, everyone, anyone, passenger, everybody, every American. Each of these is technically singular. So while you see the highlighted versions adhering to the traditional rule of acknowledging both genders, the preferred usage nowadays would be the singular they. The subscriber you're trying to reach has not set up their voicemail yet. How many times have you heard that on the phone when you've called a person? Have you pay attention the next time you call? Everyone living in America should get the health care they need. That's what I hear. Anyone with a driver's license or state ID would be added automatically to the voter rolls once they turn 18. That's what I've seen. On official documents, actually. I think I mentioned last week, I read some documents from the supervisor of elections office. All of those documents, when referencing voters or a voter, the voter, any voter, every voter, use the singular they. A passenger assaulted a flight attendant and knocked out 2 of their teeth. When that's being reported by a newscaster, I think the best option is, unless we know definitively that that passenger or that flight attendant,
or the man, a male or female, huh?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It does. I think so. Of course, nowadays, if you're an employer, sometimes it's best to just find out hypothetically, what is your preferred pronoun? Rather than to misspeak and call the person whom you're interviewing a female or a male. Rather than to designate on your own, it's best to ask and honor that person's preference. I've had to do that on a number of occasions. Okay, so what is your preferred pronoun? I don't want to make any assumptions.
Okay, well, Mamie, let me sidetrack for 1 second, if you will. Okay. But what about all this crazy stuff going on today about being woke? And I thought they're trying to get away from that, from the stupid wokeness stuff that the crazy people are trying to push on them.
When you say woke,
yeah, one of the things that the attack on society, if you will, about people identity and the pronouns that they use, and there's been a push lately by this, in particular during this administration, and probably by this administration as well, that they don't like for folks to use these pronouns and so forth. We want to go back to where we used to do 100 years ago. What is you got any current thinking on that?
My thinking is the woke movement came out of Black culture. My understanding. Stay woke.
That's true.
Stay aware.
Right. That's true. But they're using the weapon against us, though.
Right. And so I think that people need to be honored for whatever it is. Honor the person's preference or request or requirement first. I don't think there's any need to be political. As you said, the stay woke movement, wokeness is used against us as a weapon, when really saying woke meant be aware, be fully aware of what's going on. And what's going on now, I guess, with the language situation is being woke means be aware that you are honoring the preference of people who prefer being or prefer not even being referenced by specific genderized pronouns. Our pronouns are genderized. We have masculine and feminine and neutral. There are people who prefer one of each of those. You could get a Zoom room full of people and say, please sign on and put your in parentheses next to your name. I'm sure you've been on on calls where people chose his or her, or some chose they or them, they/them. So having the ability to make that choice to me means you are woke. and
Well, but I think though I think you seeing it less on official documents now than they used to. You know, you go to your doctor's office or you go somewhere else, they give you an option of letting you select your pronoun. You're beginning to see that because you be seeing a lot less of that these days.
You think we're seeing less of it or more of it? I don't
less of it.
Oh, okay. I have not noticed that.
Less of it.
I don't recall ever seeing that at all. The question of what is your preferred pronoun on any kind of form, but now I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Because remember, that was never on a form before.
Right.
And now it is.
Well, with this administration, with this administration going on right now, particularly on government forms, you're seeing a lot less of that now. It used to be common practice where however you identify, and even sometimes on medical forms. I was looking at some medical forms the other day that I used to see it on medical forms. Maybe it was that particular form I had to fill out, but it didn't. I did not see it this time, which kind of surprised me.
Okay, now what are you not seeing on the forms? Not seeing a question.
Whether or not how you want to identify. You identify by pronouns.
Right. And I'm seeing the opposite of what you're saying. That nowadays when forms, because I've taken pictures when I filled out forms at the doctor's office, just because it's relatively new. That 10 years ago, I don't recall seeing those kinds of questions.
Right. What I'm saying to you is, that was the thing, but now I want you to start noticing you're going to start seeing a lot less of it because of this administration. They politicize it, and so you're not going to see as much people trying to identify as by their pronouns, and like when the push was on before now. So, but anyway, just an observation. I've noticed.
I'm going to start paying attention. In fact, my appointment, I have a doctor's appointment next week. So when I check in, I'm going to look at the form, because the last time I was there 6 months ago, the question was, what is your preferred pronoun?
Okay. Just start checking it out and see. I'm beginning to see a lot less of it than I've seen it before. Okay. To be honest with you, I was quite surprised to see it even on the forms when they start doing the pronouns. And okay, we're beginning to be woke now. But since this new push against woke, you begin to see a lot less of it.
I'll start paying more attention. I'll make it my business when I go to the optometrist anywhere. Can I have a copy of your form? That's usually what I do. I just collect that kind of information because it's good fodder for discussions about the English language and how our language is being affected by all the social trends.
Yeah, and politics.
Right, and politics.
Yeah. Okay.
The English language, a crazy thing. In fact, I'll save this for next week. I think we've covered pronouns, but I will pay attention between now and next week and have some answers for you.
Okay. All right. You got your grammar science today?
Yes, indeed. We will just be talking about the lighter side of grammar, how it's a crazy language. How for example, you have the plural of box is boxes, right? But what's the plural of ox?
Ox?
Uh-huh.
Oxes.
Right. You would expect it, since the plural of box is boxes. Would you not expect the plural of ox to be oxes?
No, it's probably just ox, though. It's probably
oxen.
not.
It's oxen.
Oxen with an E-N, oxen.
O-X-E-N.
Right.
Another one. What's the plural? What's the plural of goose? The plural of goose is geese, right? But what's the plural of mouse?
I only use the words from Jinx. We're gonna call them Mises. No, I'm just joking.
Right. There's a poem about that. That one fowl is a goose and two are geese, but the plural of mouse is never meese. We do have.
I hate them Mises to pieces.
Right. No meese. The plural of house is houses, is not ice. Although the plural of mouse is nice, right? We have a crazy language.
Do we? I tell you, it is a crazy language. It's probably harder to learn. I wonder, is it much harder to learn from foreigners to learn English than it is for us to learn foreign languages? Is it harder to learn English than it is to learn French or other languages?
I think it's harder for us because we have that divide between spoken and written English. But of course, I think all languages do. Your formal versus your informal. Mm-hmm. So for non-native speakers learning the English language, they are learning it in its purest form without all the dialects and the idioms and all those spoken things that not interfere, but that are allowed. And so they're learning the pure rules. We as Americans learn the rules after we learn to talk. And when we learn to talk, we're learning a less formal way of communicating. I think that's what happens with us. Whereas if you are an international person learning the English language, you've not been exposed to all of the bad Southernese and all these other dialects. It's pure. This is the rule. I find that my non-native speakers have a better understanding of English grammar than native speakers. I can talk to them about gerunds and infinitives. And an American speaker, what is a gerund? A gerund? What is that? Some kind of animal? No, it's not a gerund. It's called a gerund. But I talked to an international student. You can't say, I enjoy to swim. You have to use a gerund. I enjoy swimming. An American speaker would say, what do you mean I have to use a gerund? What is an infinitive? So.
Okay. I guess that may explain too when when we hear a lot of foreign people speaking English, sometimes they leave out certain words or go directly to a word without using a preference of it and so forth. So, but okay, it is English is hard. That's why I had a tough time with it, Mamie.
Okay, so
I don't know why it comes so. Why did it come so easy for you? Or did it come easy? Was that just a lot of hard work that you earned it?
Maybe because I had Miss Lily.
Oh,
Tappy James.
Yeah, that foundation means an awful lot, doesn't it?
Yes. I have a grammar gene.
Okay. Yeah, that's your talent. That's your talent.
Right. I have a grammar gene.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mamie?
That's it. Have a good day. Good grammar. Have a good grammar week.
Have a good grammar week. Thank y'all. All right, y'all. That is she don't like me to call her Miss Mamie, but anyway, that is Mamie with Grammar Time. Grammar, she comes on every week at 6:45. We'll see you next week, Mamie.
All right.
It's Monday, 6:45 a.m. It's Grammar Time with Mamie Hickson on WBQP. Let's learn, improve, and succeed.
You can't say that. It's grammar time. It's grammar time. Good grammar can't touch this. Do that. It's grammar time.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
It's Monday. Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon.
Vernon, it's Monday.
Lottery tickets?
Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day after all. Have a great one.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets? If not, check it out.
It's Monday. I am sorry Wee Wee didn't win the lotto. Don't tell Mary, but I still love you. Try the casino.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
For 75 years, Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced total joint care, restoring mobility, strength, and quality of life. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Why wait? With Penn Air's fast approvals and low rates, getting a car loan is easier than ever. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from, it's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
This is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church. We come before your presence in prayer, sacred words of prayer. We've come to offer ourselves to the Lord in prayer on this Makeover Monday. Pray with me if you don't mind. Lord God, we come because you're the one to keep hope alive in our lives on this Makeover Monday. We come praying because you're God. And our heart's desire on this day, on Makeover Monday, dear God, our heart's desire is that you would just make us over, mold and shape us to be the people that you desire in these last and evil days. Lord, we know that we've fallen short of your glory. So we come on this morning, Monday morning, dear God, doing our very best to make it right. That you would be edified and glorified in the midst of our lives as we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. Monday starts mostly cloudy with a 60% chance of showers. Temperatures will climb to around 87 degrees with a warm overnight low of 76. Tuesday stays unsettled with a 60% chance of thunderstorms throughout the day. Expect a high near 84 degrees and a low around 75. By Wednesday, storm chances increase. We're looking at a high of 84 degrees, a low around 79, and an 80% chance of thunderstorms. Thursday continues with partly cloudy skies, a high near 84 degrees, a low around 78, and a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms. And we wrap up the week on Friday with a high of 85 degrees, a low around 76, and a 60% chance of showers. Overall, expect hot temperatures, high humidity, and a daily chance of showers. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast on WBQP TV.
Got projects in mind? A Pen Air home equity line gives you access to funds without the fees. Pen Air Credit Union. Join us.
I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA! WBQP wishes everyone a happy Juneteenth.
From the station that cares.
You are watching WBQP TV and radio. Tune in every Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. Keep it locked. It's Monday. Let's get the week moving. With Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Good morning, Cutie Vernon. It is great to be with you today. What's happening in the news in Pensacola today?
We got a lot going on, Sugar, in the news today. We really do have a lot going on in the news. But before I get to the news, I got one more commercial I got to play this morning, and we'll be right back. Hang on, Dave.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
Alrighty, y'all. That is election time, and y'all don't forget to go out and register to vote this morning. Before we get to the news this morning, I just want to make sure that y'all know that Vernon, we're on Vernon this morning. We're going to talk about some of the news headlines. We're going to give a little bit some weather report. I got a traffic report I want to share with you from my girl here, and Keela. Her name is Kayla, and then Orion got a sports report this morning. And of course, you check your numbers. Hopefully, we get into some Black history. Also, make sure that you have your prayers on, and we'll have a prayer, if you will. And if you need any prayer, call Dr. J.O. Gaston this morning. I want you to be motivated. It's just start off our Monday. Let's start off our Monday right. We just talked to Mrs. Mamie Hickson at Grammar Time. She's gonna be followed up here a little bit about 7:30. We're gonna talk about jobs at about 7:30 time frame with Mrs. Clara Long from the city of Pensacola, and then 8 o'clock time frame. Hopefully, we'll be talking to Commissioner May, and at 8:30 this morning we are going to be talking with Officer Mike Woods. But right now, let's get into some of the headlines of the day. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Let's start the headlines for today.
Good morning, Vernon. How was your weekend? What's happening in the news this Monday morning?
Now here is Vernon Watson with his version of today's headlines.
All right, y'all, these are the headlines for today. Y'all, everybody knows what happened over the weekend. Yep, everybody knows what happened over the weekend. We're going to talk about that as well. That is the sports fan, everybody talking sports this morning. They're going to talk about who won. I'm not a big sports fan. I'm talking Super Bowl, but the NBA championship this morning. If you're a Knicks fan or you're a Spurs fan, but I know the folks over in New York, y'all, are just absolutely elated. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about this morning, because the Knicks won, we got a Pensacola native, y'all. The Pensacola native by the name of Mitchell Robertson. He's is on that team with the Knicks this morning. So he played a little bit. They put him on, and I think he shot out the 850, which is the Pensacola area there. He's a 28-year-old guy. He attended Pine Forest High School for his freshman and sophomore year, but then he finishes his year up down. I think it was down in Louisiana or somewhere. But he was picked the 22nd overall pick in the 2018 draft. So congratulations to the New York Knicks, and also to one of Pensacola's own native, Mr. Mitchell Robinson, y'all, that's helped bring that victory home. Very good, very good, very good. All righty, y'all. Let's go on to another story real quick. Let's just run over to Navarre, because if you're going that way, down to Navarre and over that way, and I know a lot of folks do go to Navarre, and they got, in particular, if you're going to go from Pensacola Beach and in that route over there, they got some nesting birds over there. You got to be careful about it, because they got the speed limit, which you're normally 35 miles an hour. They got it slowed down to 20 miles an hour because of these nesting birds, and so and also be careful, because when they put the speed limit down to 20 miles an hour, they mean 20 miles an hour. So you might end up getting a ticket if you don't slow down over there. They got these black and white birds that got a big old bright orange beak on them, and they nest in there along the water line there. And so we asking you to be careful. You know, let me tell you now, believe this or not, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservative Commission, the Fish and Wildlife Officer can give you a ticket. If you don't believe that, try them, okay? If you don't believe it, try them. So, but anyway, if you're over in that area, I'm just saying, dog, if you're over in that area, be careful. Excuse me. Let's go on to some more dramatic news this morning, if you will. The dramatic news is a Pensacola man was jailed on $1 million bond, y'all, on a $1 million bond, allegedly threatened to kill a witness. Okay. Y'all help me understand this. Okay. Anyway, he now in more trouble than he was from the very beginning. I guess to him, you know, it's all for none. Okay. All for none. But anyway, read about that in your news story. We may not have time to get deep into a lot of stories this morning. 3 people, y'all, was hospitalized after a water rescue over on Pensacola Beach this weekend. And so, as we always say, be careful on the beach, and I told you before I left, a lot of things is happening out on the beach. You got chopper waters out there, and they got sharks out there. They got that sargums out there. They got a lot of stuff out there. But anyway, 3 people were transported to the hospital on Saturday around 2:30 p.m. and they was having trouble in the water. And like it has been reported that the situation involving 6 people in the water, but EMS and the lifeguard and the fire rescue people had to life flight some folks to wanted the life flight, but they ended up canceling the life flight. But 3 folks, they got in trouble in the water. So again, if you heard me say this once, you hear me say it again, be very careful. Now, we talked to this lady on Friday about her foundation. They had a great event where they were portraying women veterans. Friday was Women Veterans Day, y'all. And so they had an event on Saturday at her foundation, which reveals some portrait of 16 women veterans as a part of We Can See exhibit. So if you missed that, you probably missed a good thing. WBQP wasn't able to be there on site. Usually we are there to we had so many events this weekend that we couldn't be in every place, but it certainly is a great honor, and it is a great program that you probably need to keep your eyes on. Okay. Also, let's move on to another story. This young man here, again, then I just talked about him, right? He was jailed. I don't know why I clicked on him again. Because he's in jail on $1 million bond. Now, the drought, you know, we've been showing that we're having a little bit of drought, and the data show that Florida is improving, but around the Big Bend area, they are having some severe droughts over in that general area. But we got some relief of the rains at least last week. And look like this week when we're talking to Cheryl, look like we're gonna have some wet weather going on this week as well. Also, this is a Bama net couple here, y'all. They got in trouble. They run an ice cream shop over there, and somebody gave them a bad review, and then they went after the guy for giving them a bad review for harassing them, and now the husband and the wife is in jail over a bad review. Somebody went and bought some ice cream in the shop, obviously didn't like it, went online and gave them a bad review, and they called a local scoop over in Baldwin County there. And so the owners took issue with it and for attacking what they call attacking their business, and they got into a heated discussion, if you will, a dispute, which was caught on camera, and the man and the woman that owned the shop ended up in jail. So you need to read about it in your local news source. Okay, local news source. Now another thing too, y'all, there's been a lot of controversy about who owned the beach in there, and the fat lady hadn't sang, so to speak, on that, because the public is saying that we should have pure access to the beach, but the condo owners saying no, that's our beaches and so forth, and the right to use the beaches and public access is a big brouhaha. But what they're doing now, what the condos owners are doing now, they're hiring off-duty officers. Okay, they're hiring off-duty officers to keep folks off of their property. So you keep your eyes out on that story. Okay, keep your eyes out on that story. Gonna be a lot more to hear about that. All right, the next story here, this 35-year-old man. You know, sometimes I sit there and I look at the age of these people, and they make me sometimes make me want to scratch my head. But anyhow, if they really telling the truth about the age. But anyway, this 35-year-old Pace man was accused of sexually assaulting 2 girls, and he facing 11 counts over in Santa Rosa County. Okay, he's assaulted 2 victims under the age of 12, and now his name is Bradley Chameleon. And he was arrested on Tuesday and charged with sexual battery of victims under 12 years old. 5 counts of that 5 counts of molestation under the age of 12, and then they show obscene materials to minor, on and on and on. Okay, so he's in big trouble, y'all. Yeah, I said big trouble, real big trouble. Yep. Anyway, your governor has announced a statewide crackdown on Medicaid fraud in Florida. So stay tuned to hear more about that story. You know, Minnesota been having a big issue with Medicaid fraud up in Minnesota, but Governor DeSantis, a part of his initiative, he's partnering with Centrelink, that's a fraud detection company, to help try to identify stolen identities and fake IDs and stuff like that cause people to abuse the system here. Okay, all righty, let's move on to another story here, where is in another Florida story, if you will. Florida's expanding their surveillance for a new screwworm. Okay. For the New World screwworm. And they said no case been reported, but the Department of Agriculture, in particular Florida Department of Agriculture, saying that they have no evidence now of that. But it's a lot to that. I'm not going to get in that story, but I want you to keep that in mind. If you never, when you heard of the New World screwworm, it could threaten our waterways and our agricultural thing. But anyway, I'm gonna get I don't have time to get all into that story either. But the next story here, this Ohio man is charged with 70 sex-related crimes here in the state of Florida. You know, he was arrested, I think, over in I think that either he was arrested in West Palm Beach or he was from West Palm Beach. But anyway, he got busted in Ohio. Okay, and his 44-year-old, he was taken into custody by the Pinellas County Sheriff Office, but he's been charged with all 70 counts of 70 charges of third-degree felony. They announced they charged him with 56 counts of sexual battery, 14 counts of unlawful sexual conduct, and with a minor with all of that. And if he's convicted of all of that, he get as much as 280 years in jail, y'all. 280 years in jail. All right, let's go on to another story. His 7 people was arrested over in Okaloosa County in a drug raid, y'all, for the third time this year. Okay, third time in that home. You know, sometimes some of these crimes are so stupid, I just don't even want to report on them sometimes. But anyhow, read about it when you get time in your local news source. Florida Highway Patrol, y'all, is trying to trying to identify a suspect that in this vehicle. It is blurry. I know you can't see it hardly, but you might recognize something. But they need your help in trying to identify this vehicle. This suspect is tied to a fatal hit and run here in Escambia County. Okay, so if you got any information, call Crime Stopper, if you will, and share information. But this car was involved in a fatal hit and run incident back here in Escambia County back in May, where a 25-year-old Pensacola bicyclist was killed on a hit and run on North W and Mallory Street that we reported here some time ago. All right, another news issue: Gulf Shores beachfront parking rates. Okay, I know a lot of you go over there and you're gonna probably be faced with that. But anyhow, they're gonna shift from a flat fee to an hourly fee. So if that float your boat, okay, be aware. That's all I can say. Is to be aware. All right, over in Okaloosa County, y'all, they're considering paid parking at the beaches over there, and for the boat ramps and all that other kind of stuff. So if you're into that, keep your eyes on that story. I'm trying to rush through my news story because I got to get to the jobs, in other words, Miss Clara Long this morning. But anyway, Miss McConnell, y'all know Miss McConnell. He was admitted to the hospital Sunday, so I don't think I think this is last time in the Senate. So maybe he gonna give it up. Trump, y'all, Lord, as my grandmama said, bless his heart. Trump said he made a deal with Iran to end the war, but he's been saying that all along. Now they think they got a deal. I think that they are playing him. Okay, and I think they're playing him. All right, 6 people, y'all, dead after 2 helicopters collided over Rio. That's international news. And one of those famous singers was on that airplane called Oliver Tree was on that aircraft. Okay. In Japan, you know, the Japanese fans, they bring their own trash bag to help trying to clean up the Dallas Stadium after the World Cup. Ain't that sweet of them? How nice. Y'all, you know, we had, as insane as it is, we had a UFC fight on the White House lawn last night. to celebrate y'all's idiot president, Donald J. Trump. Okay, but anyhow, it's a lot of controversy with that. Who's benefiting from all that and all that kind of stuff, and making themselves rich about it. All right, another tragic story here where a plane crashed, took off with some skydivers, 12 skydivers, I believe it was, and it went down yesterday, killing all 12 of those individuals on board. Okay, 12 of those individuals on board. Now, going back to this event here, we're talking about Iran. Trump saying that the negotiation if it don't go well for him, hopefully they don't blow it, because Israel is still striking Iran, and so Netanyahu and Trump, they've been getting into it about it and everything. So anyway, y'all, just keep your eyes out on all of this crazy news that's going on. And I didn't have time to go into a lot of the news stories this morning, but I tell you, we got a lot going on in our news. It's 7:30, y'all, and I don't see Miss Clara Long on yet, but I'll see when she comes in here. We're gonna talk about some jobs over at I think she's on. Clara, are you on this morning? I don't know if I don't see her come in there, but good morning, Clara.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was good. No complaints here.
No complaints. Did you go out on the beach?
No, I did not. I did not. I did. Matter of fact, I didn't even go anywhere. I sat here and watched the game on Saturday, the finals, NBA. So, but other than that, I just really got some rest this weekend for a change.
Oh, did you really? Okay.
Yes.
All right, let me officially bring you on, okay? Y'all, 7:30 time frame. Jobs and career, Miss Clara Long, y'all. If you want jobs,
the government is hiring. NOW. Find out Mondays, 7:30 a.m. here on WBQP with Clara Long.
Your job prayer will be answered. Clara Long has job for you here on WBQP TV.
If you need a job or looking for a career with the Escambia County government, tune in with Clara Long every Monday at 7:30 a.m. here on WBQP.
Hi, I'm Clara Long. I have a job and a career for you with the Escambia County government. Stay tuned.
All right, Miss Clara Long. All right, time to go to work this morning.
Time to go to work. Absolutely. So this morning we do have positions out there. I was talking last week about some community center specialist positions that were open in my department, but that closed last week. So again, Mr. Vernon, I run into people, like at the community center or just at the grocery store. And they were like, well, hey, I need a job. And I tell them, I not only tell them, Vernon, I open up the app to let them see it. And I said, this is all you have to do. I said, did you have a resume? Yes. I said, okay. So you can upload your resume onto your email or into a file that you can retrieve from your phone. I said, all you have to do is apply. It's just a one-page application that you have to fill out and then upload your resume. Oh, yes, I got it. So I'll wait. And 3 days later, I may call them or they'll call me or I'll see them again. And I'll say, hey, did you apply for that position?
No.
Oh, my goodness. No. I was like, it's closed now. So I don't know what to do. I mean, I have taken them, like I said, I've taken them to the well and all they have to do is drink. I cannot apply for them. So I have no idea. I don't know if people are afraid. And these are people that do not have benefits on the job that they're on now. And
Right.
they have the dependents. Okay.
Right.
Have dependents. And I'm thinking, you need health care. You need vision, health, dental. You need it all. And you have retirement. They don't have any of that. And I just shake my head and I go, and I told them, I said, I would even, you know, try to get you an interview, with talking to, letting them know that you applied, that you're good people, that at least give you an opportunity. Now, from there, you have to sell yourself because I can't sell you anymore. You have to sell yourself. But they can't even get in the door because they don't apply. I don't understand.
Well, Claire, like I said, I spent all of my career in HR. And sugar, I'll tell you the truth. Is it like people whine about getting jobs, but they don't follow through with it. You can tell them, like you say, you can lead a horse to water, you can lead them to the well, but you can't make them drink it.
Yes.
These are not just jobs. They're career. They're great. They're not just jobs. These are great jobs. Great pay, benefits, and everything. Look at you. I'm rolling the string. You got. I didn't count the number of jobs, but you got probably 20 jobs here that is open at any given time.
Exactly.
Firefighter jobs, LPN jobs, maintenance workers, medical administrative specialists, mental health counselors, paramedics, all these jobs. You can just go on and on and on. And then a lot of, you got quite a few trainee kind of a job that don't require a hell of a lot of experience.
Yes.
And they're going to train you to do these jobs. And then some jobs you even pay them sign-on bonus. That sign-on bonus is just unreal to me. I just can't fathom that. But a job where they're going to pay you to sign on. But even worse, better than that, Claire, if you get a job where they would even train you, they would help you get your CDL if you didn't have that. They help you go to school. What else do they want? Tell me.
I know. And then like Friday is a holiday. It's a paid holiday.
Yep.
So people that have to work like in the corrections, in the medical field, that's time and a half for them to work on those holidays. So the benefits just grows. And I don't understand, like you talk about every week, Mr. Vernon. I don't understand why these jobs are not filled. And a lot of jobs, guess what? You have Monday through Friday. The Monday through Friday, you have the weekend off.
Right.
So I don't. I mean, sometimes you got to just go on leap of faith. You just got to get out there and just put it to the test. But
and it's so and it is so easy now. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home to go and fill out an application. You don't have to go to the employment office anymore. You just sit there. You can be on the toilet if you want to. You can be at the doctor's office with your cell phone or your tablet and still apply for a job. It's just so easy today, but yet it's so easy, but it's so hard y'all shouldn't have no vacancies. Shouldn't have any vacancy at all.
Absolutely.
But you do.
Take out 10, 15 minutes tops to do it. All you have to do is just have everything readily available on your phones to upload that resume and just type your name, address, phone number, just basic stuff on the application. And it's a fillable application from your phone. And then it's a done deal. Once you press submit, everything is there. When it closes, I just, encourage individuals that do apply just to call HR department at 595-3000 and just let them know what's the next step. Who's the hiring manager, and just reach out and give them a call or email and just let them know that you apply for the position, you're interested, and you will get an interview. And then from there, you just go in with some knowledge, do your research, find out what they're about, how your skill sets can be a part of their team, can be a valuable asset to the team. And 9 times out of 10, you will get the job because they are looking for able bodies, people who is willing to show the work on time, help them succeed. And that's all they're looking for. A lot of jobs, even though you may have some experience in this, they're still going to train you their way of doing things.
Yeah.
So, but it's just taking the time out to do it, Mr. Vernon. They got to go and apply.
I know.
Yeah,
And even better than that, thanks to Commissioner May, you even get summer jobs available. But for the students, that give them something to do over the summertime, give them some training experience over summertime, give them an opportunity to make some money. Now, y'all started that program last week. I know when I called you last week, I know you're a little bit busy doing with that. Talk to us how that summer program is going, Claire.
It is going great. We have over 175 youth that are working, getting some on-the-job training through the county in various departments. So that is going great. We have 5 summer camps this summer. We have almost over 400 youth in these camps that we're providing service to. And some of those summer youth workers are working in these camps as well. So this is a site for them as well. So it's going great. It's a lot of, things that we have to get done each day and each week. But guess what? Everybody is working together and we're moving forward. And each year we advertise our summer youth workers each year in February. So mark your calendars because a lot of people, we had over close to 700 applications. We can only hire, about 175 with our budget. Yeah. But again, don't give up. And if you're looking for an opportunity, if you're seeking, especially if you're 18 to 24 and you're going to school or you want to go to school locally, you're not wanting to move out. So we love to try to retain that talent. So I would encourage you to apply for those positions because it could be something that you could get full-time work, especially if you're come in with the energy, you want to learn. A lot of times you get an extended from the department. They will pay for you to continue to get mentored, get shadow work. And a lot of times they get hired. We've hired almost over 55 students in the last 4.5, almost 5 years through this program. And they got full-time jobs either with the Board of County Commissioners or the clerk of courts. Mm-hmm. Elected officials, and some of them even working in Santa Rosa, but they're still working in a county department. So their benefits is still growing. Their retirement and everything is still there. So it works. The program works, and just thanks to Commissioner May for his vision and allowing us and trusting us to carry out that vision. And the program works. A lot of these students have become successful with a full-time job and they're able to work, and some even work and going to school. So that is there.
Oh. Now, I know you got a phone number, and you might want to give them that number, but really there's no need to really call because the only thing you really need to do is go to the website. But give them the website and the phone number.
Yeah.
Let's emphasize, but folks, go to the website. Don't even bother by calling because they're going to refer you to the website anyway when you do call.
Yeah, you got to apply through the website. So it's myescambia.com. You type that in, it will take you to our homepage. There is a search engine. We make it so easy. Just put jobs. Just type the word jobs or career, and it's going to populate all of our external, internal jobs that are available that you can apply. So click on that. It's going to show you a list of jobs. If you want to learn more about the job before you apply, it says learn more. Click on that icon, learn more, and then it's going to give you a job description of what they're looking for, the skill sets that they're looking for. So if that's something that interests you, make sure that your resume is updated. And make sure that your skill sets line with the skill set that they're looking for. and then you just go out and apply. It's simple as that. It's just like I would say 1, 2, 3 steps. That's it.
Right.
So it's not
Exactly.
to do. You got to do it, and don't give up. I mean, if you get an interview and you don't get the job, don't give up. Maybe
Yeah.
you need to think about how you answer the question. Did you make eye contact? Did you do your homework before you went in to find out what the department does? Because they're going to ask you, what interests you to apply for this position? What do you know about our department? Those type of, and those things you can get on the internet and read about before you interview. But again, the job is simple. And if you need more assistance, you can always call our HR department at 850-595-3000. And again, they will take you through that same process that I'm talking about of how to get onto our website and apply for these jobs.
Yeah, y'all take it from an HR person that I worked in HR for years. So just look, and I can guarantee if you look at the job description and write your job, you write up your resume to that job description. If they say they're looking for an experience they're looking for, match your experience to that. Use the same kind of language so the language they understand with that. So I know you got the experience, but you got to match it up to it so it can get you your best opportunity for you to get hired. Okay, Claire, what else? I mean, I tell you, we talk about this to our blue in the face, and yet we still have all of these jobs opening every week. I know some of them are filled, some of them that you had on that last week, some of them expire, but still, all that you feel, then you be replacing with new jobs and new jobs. So I'm rolling them on the stream that people can see all of their opportunities to see for these jobs, that how many you got available and what's there. And they were paying jobs too. No job pay less than $18 an hour.
Exactly.
They pay that and more.
Exactly. And then with your experience, you can there may be opportunity if you have degree and experience, they could offer you a little bit more. So
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, Claire, what else we got for this week, for this Monday?
That is it, Mr. Vernon. That is it for this week. We're just looking forward to having a great and safe week, and we just pouring our hearts into these young students and trying to just get them ready for the upcoming school year where they can be more successful in their areas of expertise and just carrying out the legacy. That's all we want to do is just imparting in a youth. I mean, we be able to save the world, but we can at least save some of them.
Amen.
Yes.
All right, Sugar. Thank you. I got to get Commissioner May on here in just a little bit here, but thank you for all that you do and everything, and just keep it up, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Talk to you next week.
All right, y'all. Y'all, Miss Claire Long, y'all, with the Escambia County government, and she got job, not only job, but jobs and career. Y'all, we're gonna be getting Commissioner May on this morning. He coming if he's feeling well. I saw him at an event this weekend and everything. So hopefully we're gonna be talking to him about what's happening in the conversation with him happening in the Escambia County. And when he's finished, then we're gonna be talking to Officer Mike Woods at the Escambia at the City of Pensacola Police Department. And then hopefully we can get some Black history in today and everything. So, but I can tell you what I am going to do this morning. I keep wanting to run these jobs here, but I'll tell you what I do want to do. We got a traffic report that with my girl Kayla, she want to comes on every morning. She want to talk about the Pensacola traffic, and I'm gonna give her, and then we're gonna, when we finish the traffic report, and then we're gonna follow it up with the sports report, and hopefully then we'll have Commissioner May on. Okay, here we go.
Good morning, Vernon. Hope you had a great weekend. This is your WBQP TV traffic report for Monday, June 15th, 2026. Current traffic conditions. Traffic is flowing smoothly on I-10 eastbound and westbound from Pace Boulevard to I-110. Traffic flow is moderate, with an estimated travel time of approximately 15 minutes. Traveling from I-110 to Scenic Highway, traffic flow remains moderate, with an estimated travel time of about 18 minutes. US 98 eastbound from Pensacola to Gulf Breeze is experiencing heavier than normal traffic and some congestion this morning. Drivers are advised to use caution and allow extra travel time. The estimated travel time will exceed 16 minutes. US 98 westbound from Gulf Breeze to Pensacola is moving a little lighter, with an estimated travel time of 17 minutes. And remember, watch out for the Gulf Breeze speed trap. On Scenic Highway from the Bay Bridge to I-10, traffic flow is moderate, with an estimated travel time of 24 minutes. 9 Mile Road and Pine Forest Road to University Parkway are experiencing light traffic flow, with an estimated travel time of 12 minutes. Traffic alerts: no major accidents have been reported at this time. Construction crews are active near I-10 and Davis Highway. Drivers should use caution in school zones and construction areas. Expect heavier afternoon traffic near downtown Pensacola and the Pensacola Beach access routes. Reporting for WBQP TV Traffic Watch, I'm Kayla. Now back to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Kayla. I appreciate that traffic report, y'all. Y'all heard her. Y'all heard her. I also want to get a sports report in. You know, everybody talking about what's happening over the weekend in New York City here. And my boy Orion, he needs to get his little report in about what's happening. So when we finish talking to Orion, y'all, hopefully we'll be talking to Commissioner May. Okay? Here you go. Orion, where are you, boy? Orion, are you there? Well, I'm trying to get my boy Orion on, y'all. Let's see. Orion, are you there? I guess Orion is, his report is, I got to hook up with him here. Let's see, Orion. Let's see, where are you? Where are you? Here we go.
Good morning, Vernon. Hope you had a great weekend. I sure did. This is your WBQP TV sports report for this past weekend. The NBA season came to a dramatic close this past weekend as the New York Knicks captured the 2026 NBA championship, defeating the San Antonio Spurs 94-90 in Game 5 of the NBA Finals and winning the series 4-1. Key highlights: Jalen Brunson delivered a legendary performance, scoring 45 points, including a dominant fourth quarter that helped erase another double-digit deficit. Brunson was named NBA Finals MVP, leading the Knicks to their first championship since 1973, ending a 53-year title drought. The Knicks showed remarkable resilience throughout the series, rallying from double-digit deficits in each of their 4 victories. San Antonio's young stars fought hard in the finale. Dylan Harper, 25 points. Victor Wembanyama, 19 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Series summary: Game 1, Knicks 105, Spurs 95. Game 2, Knicks 105, Spurs 104. Game 3, Spurs 115, Knicks 111. Game 4, Knicks 107, Spurs 106. Game 5, Knicks 94, Spurs 90. Final series, Knicks win 4-1. Looking ahead, while New York celebrates its first NBA title in over 5 decades, the Spurs emerge as one of the league's brightest young teams. Led by Wembanyama and Harper, San Antonio exceeded expectations and appears positioned to contend for years to come. The New York Knicks are NBA champions for the first time since 1973. Jalen Brunson's 45-point masterpiece in Game 5 earned him Finals MVP honors as New York defeated San Antonio 94-90 to claim the series 4-1. The victory ends a 53-year championship drought and gives Knicks fans a title they've been waiting more than half a century to celebrate. Orion, reporting for WBQP TV Sports. Now back to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Orion. Orion's my sports reporter. Yeah, we installed 2 new features in here. We're gonna talk. He's gonna be bringing us what's happening in and around sports, and my girl Kayla is going to be talking about the traffic report. Did you play the lottery this weekend, y'all? Did you?
Vernon, it's Monday.
Lottery tickets?
Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day after all. Have a great
Is
one.
it? Okay, sugar. Thank you. What?
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets? If not, check it out.
It's Monday. I am sorry Wee Wee didn't win the lotto. Don't tell Mary, but I still love you. Try the casino.
Oh, sugar. Thank you, sugar. I'm going to try the casino. I'll try the lottery since I didn't win the lottery for you. I'll see if I can go and do the casino tonight. Y'all, don't get me started because I'm so unlucky when it comes to lottery and casinos. I just don't have it. I'm sorry. I just don't have it. I don't know what it is. The reason I can't win there. All right, we're gonna be talking to Commissioner May in just a few minutes, and I want to, while we're waiting on him, so I can reserve my time, if you will. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit of Black history in here today. Okay. A little bit of Black history while we wait on Commissioner May. Learn it.
WBQP TV has officially declared 2026 as African American History Year. Teach Black history every day.
She was a courageous reporter whose exposure of the horrors of lynching in Jim Crow America laid the foundation for the use of investigative journalism to fight back. He was the most influential figure in the abolitionist movement. He used the new medium of photography to take control of his image and combat the racist caricatures widely employed to justify slavery and Jim Crow. Along the way, he became the most photographed American in the 19th century. Ida B. Wells and Frederick Douglass. In 1893, the two joined forces at one of the largest World's Fairs held to that time, the dazzling World's Columbian Exposition. The 1893 Chicago World's Fair marked the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas. Exhibits from across the country and around the world found a home in Chicago, Illinois for the event.
This was an opportunity for the United States to showcase its progress as a modern nation on the world's stage, to prove that it was not just on par with Europe, but in some ways had surpassed it.
Black Americans hoped that the World's Fair would offer them an opportunity to display their remarkable achievements in the 30 years since the Emancipation Proclamation. But when the organizers refused to give them a dedicated exhibition space, Ida B. Wells and Frederick Douglass sprang into action, publishing a pamphlet called The Reason Why the Colored American is Not in the World's Columbian Exposition. Written primarily by Wells with an introduction by Douglass, the pamphlet was distributed to highlight African American achievements and attack the ways Southern white Americans were subjugating black citizens.
In the 13th Amendment, which ends the institution of slavery, there is a loophole for convicts who have been convicted of a crime. white Southerners very quickly implemented a system where they could force Black people who were convicted of crimes back into servitude. And Ida B. Wells used this huge platform, her and Frederick Douglass, to bring this to a national audience.
After many Black people lobbied for a long time, they ultimately got some form of representation at the World's Fair, which was a Negro Day.
With free watermelon stands and racist exhibits displaying Africans as examples of mankind's primitive past. The infamous Negro Day exemplified the racism that Douglass and Wells were protesting. Ironically, Douglass was asked to be the primary speaker on Negro Day. He saw it as an opportunity to make the case against Jim Crow racism, despite objections from his family and from Wells herself. In a searing indictment of racism in his country, Douglass ended his powerful speech with a plea to the American people to have, quote, loyalty enough, honor enough, and patriotism enough to live up to their own Constitution.
All right, y'all. Black history, learn it or repeat it, y'all. Learn it or repeat it. I got Commissioner May on this morning. We got a conversation with him every week. Good morning, Commissioner May. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Vernon. I'm well. How about yourself? A lot better than last Monday, man. Your prayers made a difference. We're not 100% out the woods, as my doctor says, but we getting there.
Yeah, I saw you at an event this past weekend at Claudia's birthday party, and looked like you was doing pretty good. But you know, Reverend Gil Gaston said not only do prayer change things, but it changed people. Yep. You still with me?
It was an honor to be there and talk to Reverend Gaston. And, you know, I don't like following behind preachers. I told Pastor Pop, you know, you can't set the house on fire. You know, preachers, it's hard. I tell young people all the time, it's hard to follow a preacher speaking. So, you know, I grew up in the church, so with a Baptist minister as a father and also as a contractor, but I got enough sense to not get up there and try to come behind a preacher and make it long. I mean, I say any sermon long is wrong, short and sweet, you can't beat, and take your seat. So we would just, a lot more we could have said about Claudia Brown Curry, and there were so many great things that were said about Claudia, and so kudos to her. I know that there's some next chapters in this book of life that she's going to write before she calls everything quit. But it's, you know, Frank Sinatra says, you know, I did it my way. I always say that it's good to go out on your own terms. And, you know, I would often say to my father and other older ministers who my mentors, don't die in the pulpit, because that's not the way it was intended, because God wants you to have life and have life more abundantly. And I say that I was talking to my dear friend Bill Proctor, who is the longest serving county commissioner in the state of Florida in Leon County. And I said to him, I said, you know, we are allowed to do our season of service, but after our season of service, God wants us to be able to stay around long enough to enjoy the fruits of our labors, and many of the things that we implemented in the elected position. The Lord wants us to see those things, you know, whether it's redeveloping neighborhoods, redeveloping CRAs, whether it's a housing program, whether it's community center program and outreach programs, whether it's job training programs and workforce development programs, you know, that we fight so hard for each and every day in our community. You know, it's just going to be a great opportunity when you can leave this seat of service and sit back on the recliner and just, as my grandma would say, sit back and let God do what God does and watch the manifestation of really what's going to happen. And, you know, we're excited about it, Vernon. You know, there's so many things. I mean, it's, as you and I talked last week, it's been a tough week, particularly for people of color. I mean, and you know, nobody, I don't know. I mean, I guess I may have to start preaching, man. I mean, I said, because somebody on Sunday morning got to talk about our civil rights have been abstracted from us right underneath our nose by people who look like us. And very few of us are protesting, contesting these results. We look at the Voting Rights Act and what's happened. We look at across our congressional districts how they have been gerrymandered by this legislative body that represents us, and many of those who represent us in Northwest Florida were the very ones that went upon Capitol Circle and in those chambers to vote against redistricting so we wouldn't have representation of the entire population. How sad. I mean, we only have 2 seats in the congressional Florida that has an opportunity for African Americans to be elected. And I'll tell you, in Congressional District 20, David Washington Schultz is a friend of mine when I first ran. But why move into a district that is the only opportunity for African Americans? And when people begin to talk about Dr. King and interpret his words at content of character and not the color of his skin, well, you tell me, if color of your skin is not an indicator of economic prosperity in just Escambia County, Pensacola, tell me, why is it such a great wage disparity between whites and non-whites? Tell me, why has the wage disparity of African Americans grown? It's worse now than it was before Dr. King's speech. When you look at even in our hiring practices and our hiring positions, you look at the disparity that happens even within our municipalities and government of how people are hired. And so we have to have those conversations. It doesn't mean that you are not inclusive. Because you want diversity and opportunity doesn't mean that you're exclusive. I mean, we're all inclusive. And so, Vernon, we have to have those real hard conversations, and you're having them on this station. We can be better. We will be better. This weekend I was encouraged. I want to give shout outs to, Aaron Watson and his Juneteenth celebration. I was down at Robin Richard and Lord Richard's building with a group of young men who I believe certainly are going to lead the future. Josh Wallace, who's heading up the Baptist Hospital project, Savon Mars, who just did, a major building project downtown here in Pensacola. We had just a lot of talented young African Americans who were sitting in a room, young males sitting in a room, talking to elected or potentially elected officials, with real concerns, real questions, but real enthusiasm of engagement. And so we were excited to be a part of that. And obviously, we were happy to be a part of Claudia's thing later that evening. And I want to say to the Davis family, we had multiple funerals that we had to attend throughout that day. So Saturday, I think we started running about 5 in the morning, and I looked up and it was about 10:30 at night. And I had, as my father said, I had become a jack of all trades and a master of none. I had attended so many events that I was exhausted and not able to enjoy the relaxation of being a part of the event without being pulled in different directions. But it was just, it's just good to know that people want you to attend their events. But more importantly, it's good to know that you value other people enough to make sure that you try and show up. We can't show up at everything, Vernon, but we try to show up as much as we can. And I said this, with all of our elected in for District 3, when we talk about the minority majority representation in the District of 3, and I simply said to the audience, in District 3, the unfortunate thing, I don't just represent District 3, or the fortunate thing, or the blessing of it is, people from every district call me when their child go to jail or they get a pothole, or just yesterday, a guy called me because he couldn't find anybody to jump his truck off. He needed a jump off. And so, we had a couple of young children from Truman Arms. I had a truck full of children from Truman Arms. They said, "Where are we going? Because I thought you was going to take us to get something to eat and go home." I said, "Well, we're going to go do some service." That man just called and said he needed a jump off. And, the value in that, and I shared this story on your show this morning. I had a truck full of kids from going home in Oakwood Terrace, who, which is another story of my dismay with Children's Trust on how we're addressing those kids. they just really wanted something to eat. And I was talking to a staunch Republican, Randy Bricker, who's a MAGA Republican, who is a mentor for a kid there. And I was talking on my way there, and these kids just wanted to get something to eat, and we detoured to go and jump this guy off. And getting out the truck, they jumped out my truck quickly. We popped the hood. The guy was standing there. He was at a church, and he was in the parking lot. And he began to tell those kids that he grew up coaching kids, but they had never, ever been around anyone that had put a set of jumper cables to jump off a battery. And their questions was, why do you have to jump it off? Or how does this work? And, so we went through a story of the negative and the positive and transfer of electricity and power and a boost to your battery. And they were in awe. And so I say that person so many times, it wasn't taking them home from the community center, and they had been down at the May Center since about 7 that morning. It wasn't giving those kids a ride that didn't have a ride, because one kid said, Coach, I've been missing practice because I have to help my mama babysit my other 4 brothers and sisters. I said, well, how many of y'all is it? He said, it's 7, it's 9 of us. I said, you had to babysit and you're only 12? Yes, sir. And yeah, because my mom had to go to work and they don't have a car. So, Vernon, that's what our children are experiencing. But on that day, yesterday, those children, not only did they get fed, but the most important thing is they learned something new of how to jump off a vehicle. And we know in our community, they're going to have to get a used vehicle. They're going to have to jump it off one day. But we take for granted because what we've been exposed. And I talk very direct to my kids, man. I tell them, y'all know y'all going to have to get a used car, man. One day y'all get a new one. But that is something that our children learn. And those are the little things that you will find when you find an elected official that lives in the neighborhood, comes from the neighborhood, goes to a community center every day, has the reality of waking up in the morning and jumping off the truck, jumping off multiple trucks, a dump truck, the pickup truck, so daddy could get his men to work. So we understand, how to take off a water pump. As my father say, son, learn how to put on a flush valve. It's learn how to put up a ceiling fan. It's those things within our community that our children don't have those skill sets. And we don't need government. We don't need any legislation. We don't need any policies for us to pass on skill sets of putting on a lock to a door, putting up a ceiling fan, or putting in a wax seal, or any of those little things that we know that we can have our children no matter what their job is. If you got a handyman skill, you can be a teacher, you can be a accountant, but if you got a handyman skill, you'll never go hungry, because people are gonna always need service, no matter what. They're going to their house, their car, they're going to always need somebody to do something. So we had a meeting last week on Children Trust, and my position was very different from most people that sit on that board about the population of children that we should be helping. It has nothing to do with color. It has a lot to do with poverty, geographical location, and those who are in need the most. We've recycled, and in my opinion, we funded the same organizations, and I am probably the largest provider of free after-school care in Escambia County, probably Northwest Florida. We probably got 500-600 kids who are free or reduced or scholarship in our after-school program. So I grew up running after-school programs, but we don't need to fund another after-school program when our children who are teenagers don't know how to put a pair of jumper cables on a battery, or when our kids who are in middle school are babysitting kids in Oakwood Terrace because of the mom. We need real, direct programs that are hardcore, that tell children the truth. And when a child can't get transportation, when the commissioner got to take his truck and probably, violate some things and load children up and pick them up out of Oakwood Terrace, and we're spending millions of dollars on transportation and arguing about vans, but the poor children in Oakwood Terrace, which we call Truman Arm, they still call it TA, can't get a ride out of that facility. Well, shame on us and shame on me, any elected official that stands still and doesn't voice those concerns. So, Vernon, thank you. You've given me way more time this morning than I want. You kind of got me motivated. Last week you had me beat down, Vernon. I was almost about to give up. I was like, why am I doing this? I've been sick for 2 months. I can't move, and I do want to give shout outs to places like Community Health, Ascension, Sacred Heart. I actually talked to somebody at Baptist, but I tell you, the specialists is when people say that God has healing power and healing mercy, he uses that through doctors. And sometimes, particularly as African American males, we just don't go to the doctor. And I'm one of those people that I just wasn't going and said, no, we'll get it. And I got 1,000,001 remedies. But I just tell you, doctors do work, and God works through them to bring about our healing. So thank you so much this morning, Vernon.
All right. Thank you so much, Commissioner. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
And thank you for all you do, y'all. Y'all, that's Commissioner May. He's on every week, 8 o'clock, sick or well. He every time I call him, he said, I don't feel well, but I got to get on here and talk about it. And another person with a perfect attendant is Officer Mike Woods from the City of Pensacola Police Department. Good morning. When he's not out vacationing, but he always have a replacement. How you doing this morning, Mike?
I'm doing well, Vernon. Good morning.
Good morning. How was your weekend, man?
Weekend was quiet. It was a good time. Went and did a little camping and with the family, and now we're back to work, back at it. But PPD wise, it was quiet as well. We're still investigating the situation on the double drowning on Gerhardt last week. And unfortunately, I have to tell you that last week we also had another break-in at the Wahoo Stadium, and 2 more were.
Wow.
So it's almost getting to be a weekly subject on that ballpark, and we just want people to know again, and I've said it last week as well, it's surveilled very well. And if you break into the ballpark, the chances are almost 100% that you're going to get caught. So please leave the ballpark alone.
They're not listening to the news, or they're not listening to hopefully they're not the same people. I mean,
no, it's not the same people. It's young folks. In fact, these two said that they went in there because they were thirsty. They wanted something to drink. But
really,
yeah, there's a Circle K not too far away. So
well, and sometimes kids just get into mystery. So I had probably about a year ago at my transmitter site, somebody broke into it and just went in just to did damage, broke windows, through the mixers and all the things. It just went in just to for the hell of it, I guess. I just broke in. And then we had to end up repairing windows and everything. But you would think they would learn that all the cameras that we have around here, why do people that goes into the dumb criminal kind of thing, knowing you can't do anything today without being surveilled.
There's no way you can go from point A to point B anymore without getting on camera somewhere, whether it's in traffic, whether it's somebody's doorbell camera, whether it's a camera on an ATM. You just can't do it. They're all over the place. And Vernon, they're getting cheaper every day. People are getting them for their homes and for their businesses because it used to be a luxury item that only big businesses and banks could afford. But now everybody can afford these things and get them. And they're such a huge help to us when something happens.
And you know what? And the beauty of it too, Mike, is that the quality of the camera is so good these days.
Yeah.
You get this grainy, furry stuff that sometimes say, no, it wasn't me. Not today.
Yeah, I tell you, some of these, especially in banks. At one time, we had a hard time with good quality cameras in those banks, and they've upped their game. But one of the best, Vernon, is Walmart. They've got an incredible quality camera system at each and every one of their stores. So again, you used to, I want a camera, but I can't afford the real good one, so I'll get the cheap one. Well, now they're all really good and cheap. So we encourage people to get those things for their homes and their businesses.
Wow. Now, is there any development at all? That's the saddest thing. I had a report last week. Those 2 kids, Mike, it just pulled at your heartstring. For a family, not only to lose one child, but lose 2 children at the same time. If there's any warnings and lessons be learned here?
I tell you, that's the worst call an officer or any first responder can go on. It's something that you will never ever get out of your head. Not just the firefighters, the EMTs, the doctors and nurses in the emergency room, but back to your question on what you can do. And these 2, the neighbor that had the pool and the father that was at home with the children, neither of them did anything wrong. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Yet sometimes you still have tragedy. So when your kids are young, go ahead and get those swimming lessons in, because if something does happen, even if they're not going into a pool or a body of water on purpose, if they were to fall in one, if they were to get trapped in a car in a flooded street, maybe at least they would know exactly what to do. Because once you learn, and infants can be put in the water and learn how to swim instantly. It's almost like it's a natural to them. Yeah. But that is the big thing: is to get your kids some swimming lessons while they're young, and then when they grow up, and that's something that just comes natural to them after they figure it out. They know as soon as they hit water exactly what to do. It comes automatic, and hopefully we won't see this again anytime soon. The other thing is, if you have a pool in your neighborhood, hopefully it's got the fence around it. This person had not only a fence around his backyard, but he also had another fence around the pool. And when the officer got there, that fence was locked. He had to go find a chair to get up on, to jump over the fence, the inner fence, to get to those children.
Wow. That's just so sad. That's just really sad to hear that. Mike, you say you're into camping, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I never got into camping. I wasn't even a good Boy Scout. Mike.
Yeah.
We used to go camping when I was a Boy Scout, when I was a tenderfoot, and I'll tell you the story. One time we went to the big camporee somewhere on the bus, right? And that was my first time out. And man, it was about we supposed to be sleeping in the tents and all that kind of stuff. And it must have been about 12 or 1 o'clock. It got a little chilly. Man, we slipped off and went back to the bus to sleep in the bus. So I'm not a good camper.
Well, you know, there's guys out there, and I work with some of them that go camping, they go deer hunting in the dead of winter. It's going to be, down in the teens at night, and they're sleeping in a tent. That's not the kind of camping I do. I'll tell you that it's more glamping. It involves an RV with an air conditioner, because I did the tent thing. I did that tent thing for many years. But
did you really?
Oh yeah.
Did you do the tent thing, really?
Yeah, I did. I was out on an island out in Pensacola Bay, camping in a tent, and a storm came overnight and just tore it out of the ground with me in it. And I said, that's it. And I'm getting a little bit older, and you're supposed to get wiser when you get older. But I'm just not into that tent camping anymore. I will if I have to. If my buddies want me to go and all they have is tent, let's go do it. But that's not the preferred way to do it. It's a good way to get away and relieve some stress and be with your buddies. And so I'm all for that kind of thing.
Yeah, you kind of remind me of a joke one time. The two guys went out camping, and it must have been about midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning. And the other one hunched over and said, "Now, what do you see here? Look at here. Look at this heaven, all those beautiful stars and all this other kind of stuff." So what did that mean to you? Other guy said, "Mean that somebody stole our tent."
Yeah, the thing about it is, it's nice and tranquil, and there's a million stars to look at, but there's also wildlife.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You don't want to leave your trash out or food out at night, because again, I've learned that the hard way, that there are critters out there, and a lot of them are bigger than I am. So yeah, you gotta know what you're doing out there sometimes.
All righty then. Well, Mike, I'm glad we just come on and don't have to. Sadly, we had to report about the 2 children, but if only we reporting the break-ins, and long as traffic is flowing and no murders and stuff like that, and no grand robberies in the city, that ought to be some consolation, some good news. And I know the new chief I see he's getting his feet wet, huh?
Yes, he is. He is. Yeah. He's working hard, and he's here every day, early, and stays late, and he's getting involved in the community and listening to the community. He wants to know their concerns and maybe look at things a little differently than anybody else has ever done before. But like you said, when I come on here and there's no violent crimes, there's no traffic fatalities, there's just nothing really big to talk about in the city of Pensacola. That's a great thing, because that can't be said for cities our size all over the country. So we're very fortunate.
Yeah, I know. One time we was considered the 3rd or 4th safest city in the country for our size, and hopefully we're gonna regain that. How do we lose it? We don't see a lot of crime here.
If you like 1 year when I first became a public information officer, we went 2 years without a homicide. So when you go that long, when you report the numbers to the federal government and to the public once a year, and when you don't have a homicide for a year, and then you go another year and you don't have one, if you have one, that means your homicide rate went up 100%. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what does that sometimes. But we're on a good run right now. I hope it lasts. And I say it all the time. It's the community. I mean, we wouldn't know everything that was going on if we didn't get the calls, if we didn't have the community speaking to us. And we want you to call us if there's anything going on in your neighborhood, and let us come over there and figure out what it is and help you take care of it, because everybody deserves a nice, safe neighborhood to lay their head down at night and not worry about what's going on outside.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. I know, and then I'll let you go, Mike, because I know you got other things to do, but it used to be when police officers used to walk the beat. Now, I know that's outdated now, but do officers still have a certain area they patrol?
Yes. We call them beats or patrol areas. There are 11 of them in Pensacola. The 11th one is the airport itself. So there are 10 beats or patrol areas in the city, and the officer will stay in that area. That way, we have coverage all over the city of Pensacola equally. But sometimes, if we have something big going on downtown, everybody has to move toward that area. But as soon as we're able to break officers away and put them back on their normal patrol beats, that's what we do.
Yeah, and I noticed we have lately the downtown area have all the events happen downtown. And I know y'all just had a Juneteenth celebration down there. We had the Mardi Gras. All those events went very well. No severe issues, huh?
No issues. Nope, not at all.
Oh, okay. All right. Anything else for us, Mike?
No, sir. I hope it's another quiet week. And I do appreciate the time you give me with your listeners every week. And I hope I have not a lot to say next week, too.
All righty, then. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate you, okay?
Yes, sir, Vernon. Thank you.
All right, now, y'all, that's Officer Mike Woods of the Pensacola Police Department. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we got some other things that we're going to be talking about, okay? Stay tuned.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
It's Monday. Let's get the week moving with Morning with Vernon.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets? If not, check it out.
It's Monday. I am sorry Wee Wee didn't win the lotto. Don't tell Mary, but I still love you. Try the casino.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Listen to WBQP radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference. Thanks to your trust And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer. We've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your men wear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Tell everybody.
WBQP TV and WBQP Radio are your information stations.
Tune in to the Blues Hound Show every Saturday, 10 a.m. on WBQP TV.
Welcome to WBQP TV, the voice of the Black community. We are your information station. Stay tuned.
Got projects in mind? A Penn Air home equity line gives you access to funds without the fees. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
This is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church. We come before your presence in prayer, sacred words of prayer. We've come to offer ourselves to the Lord in prayer on this Makeover Monday. Pray with me if you don't mind. Lord God, we come because you're the one to keep hope alive in our lives on this Makeover Monday. We come praying because you're God. And our heart's desire on this day, on Makeover Monday, dear God, our heart's desire is that you would just make us over, mold and shape us to be the people that you desire in these last and evil days. Lord, we know that we've fallen short of your glory. So we come on this morning, Monday morning, dear God, doing our very best to make it right. That you would be edified and glorified in the midst of our lives as we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Amen.
I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA! WBQP wishes everyone a happy Juneteenth.
From the station that cares.
Welcome to WBQP TV, the voice of the Black community. We are your information station. Stay tuned.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. Monday starts mostly cloudy with a 60% chance of showers. Temperatures will climb to around 87 degrees with a warm overnight low of 76. Tuesday stays unsettled with a 60% chance of thunderstorms throughout the day. Expect a high near 84 degrees and a low around 75. By Wednesday, storm chances increase. We're looking at a high of 84 degrees, a low around 79, and an 80% chance of thunderstorms. Thursday continues with partly cloudy skies, a high near 84 degrees, a low around 78, and a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms. And we wrap up the week on Friday with a high of 85 degrees, a low around 76, and a 60% chance of showers. Overall, expect hot temperatures, high humidity, and a daily chance of showers. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast on WBQP TV.
Good morning, Vernon. Hope you had a great weekend. This is your WBQP TV traffic report for Monday, June 15th, 2026. Current traffic conditions. Traffic is flowing smoothly on I-10 eastbound and westbound from Pace Boulevard to I-110. Traffic flow is moderate, with an estimated travel time of approximately 15 minutes. Traveling from I-110 to Scenic Highway, traffic flow remains moderate, with an estimated travel time of about 18 minutes. US 98 eastbound from Pensacola to Gulf Breeze is experiencing heavier than normal traffic and some congestion this morning. Drivers are advised to use caution and allow extra travel time. The estimated travel time will exceed 16 minutes. US 98 westbound from Gulf Breeze to Pensacola is moving a little lighter, with an estimated travel time of 17 minutes. And remember, watch out for the Gulf Breeze speed trap. On Scenic Highway from the Bay Bridge to I-10, traffic flow is moderate, with an estimated travel time of 24 minutes. 9 Mile Road and Pine Forest Road to University Parkway are experiencing light traffic flow, with an estimated travel time of 12 minutes. Traffic alerts. No major accidents have been reported at this time. Construction crews are active near I-10 and Davis Highway. Drivers should use caution in school zones and construction areas. Expect heavier afternoon traffic near downtown Pensacola and the Pensacola Beach access routes. Reporting for WBQP TV Traffic Watch, I'm Kayla. Now back to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Kayla.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. One thing I want to let you know that kind of disturbing to me. They reported that they removed Chappie James' portrait from the Pentagon. That lightweight Pete Hegseth person have removed Chappie James' portrait. I'm telling you, it's an assault on our history, y'all. We got to learn it. Okay, I'll repeat it. Okay, trust me, we need to learn it or repeat it because we're gonna have to do something about this. This is just unprecedented that they remove Chappie James' portrait. Chappie James was America's first 4-star general. Okay, first 4-star general, and the nerve of them to try to remove his portrait, as well as many other kinds of things, y'all. So I tell you, shoot, y'all you better get on board with that. Let me. Everybody's talking about. I want to go back to a little bit of Black history before we leave here today, but I want to go back to a little bit. Folks talking about what happened over the weekend. I got a sports report that my man Orion chomping at the bits to get in again this morning. So let me report him, then we'll come back and talk about a little bit more about Black history.
Good morning, Vernon. Hope you had a great weekend. I sure did. This is your WBQP TV sports report for this past weekend. The NBA season came to a dramatic close this past weekend as the New York Knicks captured the 2026 NBA championship, defeating the San Antonio Spurs 94-90 in Game 5 of the NBA Finals and winning the series 4-1. Key highlights. Jalen Brunson delivered a legendary performance, scoring 45 points, including a dominant fourth quarter that helped erase another double-digit deficit. Brunson was named NBA Finals MVP, leading the Knicks to their first championship since 1973, ending a 53-year title drought. The Knicks showed remarkable resilience throughout the series, rallying from double-digit deficits in each of their 4 victories. San Antonio's young stars fought hard in the finale. Dylan Harper, 25 points. Victor Wembanyama, 19 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Series summary. Game 1, Knicks 105, Spurs 95. Game 2, Knicks 105, Spurs 104. Game 3, Spurs 115, Knicks 111. Game 4, Knicks 107, Spurs 106. Game 5, Knicks 94, Spurs 90. Final series, Knicks win 4-1. Looking ahead, while New York celebrates its first NBA title in over 5 decades, the Spurs emerge as one of the league's brightest young teams. Led by Wembanyama and Harper, San Antonio exceeded expectations and appears positioned to contend for years to come. The New York Knicks are NBA champions for the first time since 1973. Jalen Brunson's 45-point masterpiece in Game 5 earned him Finals MVP honors as New York defeated San Antonio 94-90 to claim the series 4-1. The victory ends a 53-year championship drought and gives Knicks fans a title they've been waiting more than half a century to celebrate. Orion, reporting for WBQP TV Sports. Now back to you, Vernon.
Thank you, Orion. Thank you. We appreciate that, y'all. I want to get back a little bit of talking about Black history, y'all. I tell you the truth. I got one piece of Black history. I'm going to teach you Black history whether they want Black history to be taught or not, okay? So we're going to only give you another piece of Black history before we get out of here today. Here we go.
When we think of slavery, we think of cotton fields in the antebellum South. But at the time of the Declaration of Independence, slavery was legal in each of the 13 colonies. A lawsuit brought by a black woman known as Mum Bet would lead to its abolition in Massachusetts. Mum Bet was born a slave and spent her adult life working in the house of John Ashley, a judge in the Massachusetts courts. Going about her work in the Ashley home, Bet overheard discussions about the 1780 Massachusetts Constitution. Later, she said, when she heard the words, "all men are born free and equal," it occurred to her that those rights should apply to everyone.
So you have an enslaved black woman who understands herself within this evolving narrative of democracy that is happening in the earliest moments after the Revolutionary War.
In 1781, Bet approached prominent lawyer Theodore Sedgwick for his advice. Sedgwick felt the case would be stronger if a man's name were attached, so he added another one of Ashley's slaves to the file, a man named Brom. Together they decided to do something revolutionary. They sued for freedom. Sedgwick presented in court, and the very next day, the jury voted in favor of Bet and Brom. They had won, making them the first people in Massachusetts to sue for and win their freedom. As soon as she was free, Mum Bet discarded her slave name. She renamed herself Elizabeth Freeman.
She sets a precedent for other enslaved folks in Massachusetts to be able to come before the courts and make the case. And with her case and others that come immediately after, Massachusetts is one of the earliest states in the Union to abolish slavery.
Across the North, enslaved persons began to argue that the new republic's freedoms should apply to them too. In 1804, New Jersey became the last northern state to pass a law ending slavery. But because a number of these measures only provided for gradual emancipation, there were still enslaved people living in the North deep into the antebellum era. In December 1865, the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, and it was this that finally abolished the institution of slavery across the country.
Thank you, Dr. Henry Gates, y'all. Your Black history, you better learn it or repeat it, okay? Learn it or repeat it. I ain't going back, okay? I ain't going back. I have to tell you now, I ain't going back. Tell you that right now. Alrighty, y'all. Man, time flies when you're having fun. I got to get out of here. We gonna be on tomorrow. And so we got another great show lined up for tomorrow. Jerry McIntyre is going to be my guest host tomorrow. Hopefully, either the mayor or Cliff Collins are both on tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about some other serious issues. We got a special guest on tomorrow. So I just want you to stay tuned and tell everybody how to get WBQP. Okay? Tell everybody how to get WBQP. But in the meantime, y'all, I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow on another edition of Mornings with Vernon. Tell everybody about it. If you're looking at us on social media, please share, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do for us there, okay? We'll see you tomorrow. Love you.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on